This is Engage New York Module 3 Mid-Module Test Prep. What I did is I went through the test, the mid-module test, and I created problems that match the test in strategy. So you would use the same strategies as what we're going to use in this test prep on the test. So this is a great way to practice the strategies on how to solve the problems on the test. So looking at why we're doing things a certain way. So let's go ahead and get started. Sierra collected sap from 5 of her trees. From the first tree, she only collected 1/3 of a gallon of sap. The last 4 trees yielded 1/8 gallon each. How much sap in gallons did Sierra collect in all? So let's firstly go back to the words. So Sarah collected. What is collecting? Is collecting adding or subtracting? Is that what operation are you using? You're right. You're using addition. So Sierra collected sap from 5 of her trees. So she's collecting, right? Adding. From the first tree, she only collected 1/3 of a gallon of sap. The last 4 trees yielded. What does yielded mean? It's different than when you're driving. Yielded in driving means to pause. This type of yielded means sum. It means the sum of something. So yielded 1/8 gallon each. So let's take a look. I already drew our tape diagrams that we're going to use to solve this problem. So how much sap in gallons did Sierra collect in all? So here's tree 1, 1/3 of a gallon. Then here's tree 2, 3, 4, 5, and she got 1/8 of a gallon from each one. Now, what do you think we should do? Go back to the second word in the question. What is that? What is that? Collected. That means add, right? So watch what I do on how I'm going to attempt, how I'm going to set this problem up. All right. So I'm going to go 1/3 plus. Now this is where we go algebra right here. This is where we get fancy. We're going to go 4 times 1/8. So 1/3 plus 4 times 1/8. All right, so remember what we know about PEMDAS, you always start with parentheses, right? 1/3 plus 4 times 1 is 4. And remember, there's just a 1 under there when you're multiplying. So 1 times 8 is 8. Now, wait a minute. 4/8 is also equal to, what fraction is that equal to? What can I convert that 4/8 into? You're right. I can actually convert it into 1/2, right? Okay, so let's go 1/3 plus 1/2. And the reason I do that is so that my fractions are small. Well, they're actually big, but they're smaller numbers, and they're going to be easier to work with. All right, so can we add these? No, we can't because we don't have like units, right? So if you really need to scoreboard, you can scoreboard. But should be catching on now to creating those common denominators, looking for what's the smallest product they have in common. So 1 times 2 is 2 over 6. And you know what? I'm going to go plus 3. And that's 2 times 3 is 6, right? Because it's the same denominator. So I have 5/6 of a gallon altogether. All right, that is the answer. Sierra collected 5/6 gallon all together. All right, that wasn't too hard. If you remember, let me just bring up, remember, this is 1/3 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, right? So this is this, right? So if you did this, this would be 1/3 plus what, 4/8? Oh, look, it's the same thing. It's just this, I'm starting to be a little bit more advanced in my thinking, the way that I'm representing my equations. All right, now let's keep, okay. So problem 2. After using some of the sap to make syrup, Sierra found she only had 1/3 gallon of sap left. So after using some, so is that operation addition or subtraction? After using some. So she obviously used some, so that's going to make her whole smaller, right? She started with 5/6, right? That's how much she had. Sierra collected 5/6 of a gallon altogether. So now, after using some of the sap to make syrup, Sierra found she only had 1/3 of a gallon of sap left. Okay, so how much sap did she use for making syrup? Well, she started with 5/6 of a gallon. And we don't know how much she used, but at the end, she had 1/3 of a gallon left, right? All right, so how should we solve this problem? Remember, I showed you how to do this on another, I've showed you how to isolate a variable a few different times. So what I want to do is I'm going to subtract 1/3. 1/3 minus 1/3 is 0, right? And whatever I do on this side, I have to do on this side. So 5/6 subtract 1/3. Now that's going to give us our question mark. So let me move my problem up over here. So 5/6 subtract 1/3 equals our question mark. That's what we're trying. How much sap did she use for making syrup? So hopefully you can see what our, can we subtract this equation? No, they're not like units. So I have to turn this into common denominator, and 5/6 I'm just going to keep, and I'm going to subtract 2/6, or 5 minus 2 over 6, right? That's going to give me 3/6. Well, 3/6 is also equal to what? 1/2, right? So she used half of her sap to make syrup. So Sierra used half of her sap. That is your answer. All right. I think these problems are quite doable. I think you've been doing these word problems for a while now, and we're on module 3, and I think that is so fair. I think that is a very fair, doable problem. All right. Problem 3. With the remaining third of sap, Sierra decided to bake cookies and pies for her club at school. The cookies needed 1/8 of a gallon of sap, and the pies needed 1/16 of a gallon. How much sap was left over? Okay, so let me draw a little picture. So this is what she has. 1/3 of a gallon of sap. Sierra decided to bake some cookies. So inside here, she has 1/8 Wait, no, sorry. Yeah, she has an eighth because this is 1/3 over here. She has 1/8 and 1/16. So how much, after using 1/8 and 1/16, how much is she going to have left over? That's what we want to know, right? All right, so let's try to figure this out. So let's figure out how much this comes to at first and then subtract it from here, shall we? All right, let's go. 1/8 plus 1/16. 1/8 and 1/16. And then we'll subtract from the original, right? Are you with me? All right, so 1/8 plus 1/16. Now, what is our common denominator? Common denominator going to be? You're right. It's going to be 16. So now I'm going to have 2/16 plus 1/16, or I could also write it 2 plus 1/16, which is 3/16, right? Now, 1/3 subtract 3/16. Now, what is our common denominator going to be? Oh, this one might be hard. 16. So you might want to start with 16. 16 times 1, 16 times 2, 16 times 3, 16 times 4, and then figure out what number is going to fit with what is the smallest product you're going to have with 3. So why don't you try that out right now and then come back. All right. So I'm going to use the easy way. And I started mapping this out. Like, you know what? This is even and that's odd. So do you know what the easiest way to attempt this is? Just do 3 times 16. 3 times 16 is 48. So I'm going to multiply by 3. I'm going to multiply by 16. And for sure, I know I'll get a common denominator. And if I have to reduce, I can reduce from there. So I'm going to pull this out and go 16/48, subtract 9/48. That's going to give me 7/48 of a gallon of sap left over. So do you see how we're just using all the skills that we've been working on? And the strategy, remember, I'm showing you strategy on how to attack the problem. That's what you want to practice on your own. Now, this problem is a little bit more complex because you have to solve for 1. And once you get this number, then you plug it in. You have to solve for C here and put that in here. So let's take a look. Sierra decided to make more treats for her club. She used 1/6 pound less flour, 1/6 pound less flour to make cookies. She used 1/12 pound more flour to make tarts. If she used 1/2 of a pound of flour to make the pies, how much flour did she use to make the tarts? Well, let's attack this problem. Well, number 1, what do we know? We know that 1/2 pound, if she used 1/2 pound flour to make the pies, so we know she used 1/2 pound of flour to make pies, right? And we know she used 1/6 pound less flour to make cookies. So she has to take 1/2 and subtract the 1/6. So let's go ahead and create a common denominator. 3, 6, subtract 1, 6 equals 2, 6. And 2, 6 is really 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3, and we can cross those out and we're left with 1/3. So, how much did she use? How many cups of flour did she use for the cookies? She used 1/3 pounds. All right, so now we take, because now that's what C is equal to. So now we put 1/3 into our problem. Can we add these up? No, they're not like units. So what do I need to do? I'm going to create a common denominator, and I have 4/12. Add 1/12 is 5/12 pounds. 5/12 pounds. So Sierra uses 5/12 pounds of flour. So I'm telling you, knowing how to attack this problem and how to set it up and where to start is key. So the mid-module test will be very similar to what we just did. Now, understanding strategy. How did we attack the problem? Remember, on the test, you're not going to have this already drawn out for you. You're going to have to know and be able to draw this out in order to make sense of all this. All right? So go ahead and continue to practice with these ideas. Try to write these problems down and redo them independently and come back and check your work.